Joining me now on the show is Youssef Zalal, who will be back in action February the 15th when he takes on the number 10 ranked featherweight on the planet, Calvin Kattar. Youssef, my man, I know this is going to be an exciting fight for you. How you feeling when you first heard this matchup?
Oh man, it's like I'm like happy, like super happy to see the work that I've done. It's actually, I heard so many times, give him a ranked guy, give him a ranked guy. Let's see what he's about. Let's see what he's about. So when I got it, I was like kind of like, oh, okay, relax. And then obviously it's a very dangerous fight. It's a super, super dangerous fight. And obviously, like you said, he's the number 10 in the world for a reason. I know his last three fights are not showing that, but he's a still very, very dangerous guy. So I'm very excited and I can't wait to solve this puzzle.
I mean, it's not like he's been losing to chumps. I mean, he fought Max Holloway. He had that injury
Yeah,
against another top ranked guy. So, I mean, I don't think he's fallen off any. Have you seen that in his skill set?
100%. I think people love to like downgrade a fighter so bad. They're like, oh man, he's on a three losing streak. He sucks. He's this. He's that. I'm like, bro, look at the guys he fought. That's the last guy he fought. It was a former bantamweight champ. Then he comes into the featherweight division and then becomes the top seven in the division. And obviously his last fight with Mozart, that was crazy high level too. So he did not fight nothing but high level guys. So yeah, I'm very excited to see where my skill sets are at, and then obviously just to show everybody what I'm capable of.
I mean, you talked about obviously everyone wanting to see you fight a top 15 guy, but I mean, you kind of skipped the line a little bit. And now you're getting number 10, right? Like, how exciting was that? Were you surprised that you're getting number 10 versus like, 14, 15?
For sure, I was definitely surprised, but obviously you kind of look at the rankings. I'm like, most of the guys that below like 15, like obviously they either just fought or they fighting. Like Barbosa is fighting, Dan Ige just fought. I can't remember who was the other three guys. Bryce Mitchell just fought, and all those guys. So kind of like I was like, well, man, I'm not gonna get a top 15 again either. So I was gotta wait again. So and blessed enough, they got a call. They're like, hey, Calvin Kattar. So I was happy enough, and I was like, wow. Like in a way, sure, we all skipping the line, but I'm like, hey man, like if you keep doing, you keep performing what you're doing, you're gonna skip a lot of lines. So go out there and finish Calvin Kattar. You're gonna skip a lot of lines again too. So that's the most exciting part about this whole journey and this whole fight as well.
Yeah, man, no doubt about it. And obviously Calvin's known for his boxing. Has this camp
Oh,
been really geared towards, making sure your stand up is obviously as clean as it possibly can be?
Oh, 100%, man. I've been going with Olympic boxers. I've been going, like, I just sparred with an Olympic boxer today, and it's like the number one amateur boxer in the whole nation and stuff like that. But 100%. But again, it's an MMA fight. That's not just a boxing matchup, and I feel like that's what I bring into the table. It's just an MMA fight, and I'm excited to bring that, and not just a striking aspect, like more of an MMA, jiu jitsu, and all that stuff. So I'm very excited about that.
Would you say your boxing, would you put it on par with his, or do you think he would have the edge in just straight boxing, just hands?
Man, I put my hands with anybody, man. I really don't matter to me. I feel like the past few fights, I've been just high on my IQ, right, to kind of just try to make this fight as easy as I can, and then get out of there. You know what I mean? But still performing, and that's the biggest thing for me. That's been the last year, and then that's what I'm pushing for this year as well. Is just to go out there and perform, man. It doesn't matter if you're the greatest boxer, the greatest wrestler, the greatest this, but when it comes to that cage, it's an MMA fight, and I'm very pumped about that, and I can't wait to show my skills. I feel like a lot of people sleeping on my striking and not understanding my striking, so I'm excited about this and to solve this puzzle as well.
So you think with this fight in particular, just the matchup, it's really important to mix things up. Obviously, this is a mixed martial arts fight, but with him in particular, just kind of keeping him guessing whether it's going to be on the feet or hit the mat, like really change things up from round to round.
Hey, you never know. You never know. I go, all right, Dad, I'm doing my thing with the hands, and then we can just stay on the hands. You never know. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see how he comes out, and we'll see how he deals. You know how everybody says you have a game plan until you get hit, and then things change. So yeah, I'm just excited about the matchup. That's the biggest name I've ever fought besides Ilya, obviously. And obviously, when I fought Ilya was like way before he was not even known as what he is now. So I'm very pumped about just to fight a guy that's like well known in the MMA community, and then to really have it's like to really keep my journey really going. You know what I mean? And especially like now to be like, okay, he's fighting top 10. Let's see what he's about. And I'm excited to see what people say after this fight.
Can't wait to see you back in there, man. And what a great matchup. I'm super pumped for it. It's going to be a fan-friendly fight. We'll circle back to Cater in a little bit, but I just wanted to ask a little bit about, your most recent fights. The last time we spoke was before you beat Jarno Aarons. Then you go out there and you beat Jack Shore, man. Like after those two wins, I mean, your confidence has got to be on an all-time high right now.
100%, man. 100%. The confidence is definitely up there. The confidence been up there, man, when I went back. The first fight against Billy Q and all that stuff, that's always been there. But now just try to involve my game as much as I can. I feel like I did a really good job of not being the same fighter each fight. I feel like I involved in every aspect of the game, and I'm just trying to continue doing that, man. And the confidence is obviously is always going to be there, especially when you win. You start feeling yourself, and you're like, oh my god, like I enjoy this, yeah, this and that. But yeah, I'm definitely like looking forward for the future, and then to see how can I involve my game and how can I be better.
Scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your performance over Jack Shore?
Bro, I told these coaches, and the coaches were like screaming at me. They're like, "No, you didn't." I was like, "I feel like I got touched up a lot more than I ever did in that boxing." I feel like Jack Shore, man, I underestimated his boxing, man, for sure. And then I was like, "Bah, bah, bah, bah," just getting bopped up. And they're like, "No, you didn't." I was like, "Yeah, I did, bro." And like that's how I was. Like that's how the conversation goes with my coaches. I don't know, man. I feel like I give it a good 7. That was a good 7.
Okay. Regardless, you got the win over a tough guy. So that's really, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And that fight was in November, early November, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
sir.
What has life been like since, man? Did you dive right back into camp? Did you take some time off to let your body heal? Like, what has life been like?
Man, my whole life has been crazy, bro. I swear to God, it's like even the Jack Shore fight. It was after Jarno. I went in and I was like, I hit up my manager. I was like, hey, you gotta let me know if I'm fighting the end of the year or not because I want to go to Morocco see my mom. I haven't seen my mom in 2 years, and I'm like, obviously there's a lot of guys in the roster that I was like blessed enough to even have 3 fights in 1 year. So that was a blessing enough for me. I'm super grateful for that to get that opportunity. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, are we gonna get a fight? Are we gonna get a fight? And they're like, hey, they have Jack Shore, but they didn't like it. The matchmaker was like, I don't know about this matchup. I don't want to do this matchup. Blah blah blah. And then finally, 4 weeks before the fight, he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna give it to you. And I took it, and that's when I fought. And then right as soon as that fight was over, I took like 2 weeks off, and I've been back to training. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Morocco. I'm gonna go to Morocco. And then they're like, hey, Calvin Kattar, what do you think? You want to take it? And I was like, oh hell yeah. I was like, I can't say no, man. I was like, Mom, I love you, but I gotta handle this business. I'll see you after.
I'm sure your mother understood. I mean, this is a huge
Oh yeah,
opportunity.
she definitely understood. She's like, in a way, she's like, oh my god, like I miss you, like, I want to see you, and this and this that. And I feel like she kind of don't understand MMA a little bit, because she never watches me. She like just calls me after, like literally that's all she does. She just calls me after. So I was like, hey mom, like this is serious fight. Like this is not like a joke fight. Like this is the number 10 in the world. Like I have to go perform to be the number 10 in the world. You know what I mean? So she was like, oh okay, well I trust you. You do your thing. I can't wait to see you after. And I was like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah, that's
I got
that's
the
all
mother's
that
approval. I got the
that's
mother's approval. We're ready to go.
that's right. That's all that matters. You get the approval. She wants what's best for you, and now you got to go take care of business. I do see you've been doing the media rounds too. You were just on the Jackson podcast with Rampage. What was that like?
Oh, bro, that was dope. Like that's the first time to like see like obviously growing up watching Rampage and stuff like that, and like to see like the just being me as well too. You know what I mean? And to get hang out with those guys, that was awesome, man. We're talking a lot of smack to each other, roasted each other a little bit. So yeah, they called me some funny names and stuff, bro. They started calling me the alarm clock and stuff, bro. I was like, that's crazy, bro. But it was awesome. It was like a moment for sure.
I got to interview Rampage once, and he is a riot. And I've always been a huge fan of Rampage. I mean, if you follow MMA, you have to be a fan of Rampage
100%.
Jackson, right? Uh,
100%.
what is he like in person, like behind the scenes? Is he as cool as he seems to be?
Oh, bro, he's hilarious. He's like super chill, hilarious. Like, oh my God. Like, I don't think I stopped laughing the whole time I was there. I really didn't think I stopped laughing. And like the energy just kind of like match in a way. And yeah, man, it was amazing, bro. It was definitely, like I said, an experience of a lifetime for sure.
What do you think he's tipping the scales at right now?
Bro, he looks super skinny right now. Like super skinny. He's been doing intermittent fasting and stuff like that. And man, he looks good. He really looks good. I think he looks healthier than he ever did, even when he was fighting.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
crazy, bro. Like he looks good.
It was tough to tell, obviously, because he's a big guy in general, but I know he's lost a lot of weight. So so it's the fasting that's doing it for him.
I think so. That's what he told me. But I'm like, yeah, I still don't want to get picked up by that guy and get slammed in my head. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes two of us, man.
Yeah.
Last time we did speak too, you told me I had to watch Game of Thrones. I don't know if you remember
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah,
conversation.
yeah.
So I had a surgery. I was out of work for a couple of weeks. I was home by myself with nothing to do. So I binged the whole series. I watched every
Let's
episode.
go.
So
Let's go. Hey, I just did it again. I'm like on season 4 right now. I just
okay.
started watching it again. I'm like on season 4. What do you think?
I really liked it. Like you said, it took it took a minute for me to really get into it. And then once they started developing the characters and the storyline, I really enjoyed it. There's a lot of moving parts. So it took me like a while to really figure things out, but I enjoyed it. And you asked me before when you didn't know like that I'd never seen it. What did I think of like the ending? And for anyone that hasn't seen it, you should tune out right now. But I saw that coming, like when
You did?
Khaleesi like let the dragon
You
like
did.
go through the whole town and kill all those innocent people. I was like, she's gonna get killed. I saw it coming, and so when he did that, I wasn't surprised.
Well, I was kind of like shocked a little bit. I was like, man, why they gotta end it like this, man? I was like, they better come up with a new season. I don't know. I don't even know if they're gonna come up with a new season.
I don't think they are. I think it's done.
I'm pissed, bro. That's
Yeah,
pissed me off, bro.
but I appreciate the suggestion. You got any other series that I need to watch?
God, bro, I've been on The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that. I think I watched that like 5 times already, bro. I swear to God, like it's been awesome. What else? What else? Uh, I love Power. I don't know if you watched
Yeah.
Power.
Mhm.
Power is a lot, and then there's the Tommy Egan one as well, separate one. They have a separate one for him as well. So those are things I would recommend if you want to binge watch something. Those two on
Okay.
Stars. Oof, yeah, those are good.
Have you seen Landman?
No,
That's on Paramount Plus. Billy Bob Thornton, John Hamm,
the
uh,
man.
Demi Moore. I think it's the best show on TV right now, bro.
Landman. Okay, I'll start watching it today.
Yeah.
Landman. Okay, okay. Now I gotta watch what you told me. So I gotta
Okay.
watch your suggestion. I got you. I got you.
All right. So next time we interview, I'm going to quiz you. You're going to have to give me some feedback as to what you think of
I
Landman.
got you. I got you. Landman. I got you.
All right, brother. Let's talk a little bit about Factory X. Cody Brundage now a coach there. I mean, he's still fighting. He's got to fight around the corner, but just tell me what it's like having him as like the wrestling coach and just how he's fitting into that role.
It's pretty good, man. Just to have a young guy, you know what I mean, to come in and like a hungry guy as well. I feel like like I didn't even supposed to have him in my corner, and he walked up to me and he like showed me like he wants to be there and stuff like that. And I put him in my corner for the November Jack Shore fight, and yeah, man, it's been a blessing to share this journey with him and to share like the confidence in a way. And I feel like we both have a similar career in the beginning. You know what I mean? I feel like we go on a roll and then we go on a down streak and stuff like that, just to kind of help each other out in a way mentally and like obviously physically for the push and everything as well. So that's pretty good, man. Just to kind of have that. And like you said, he has a fight I think 2 weeks after me, March 1st. So I get to corner him. So I get to return the favor, and then he corners me February 15th. So I wanna start the year hot for my team and for my people, and especially for him. He's the next after me, so I definitely wanted to go out there and obviously have him in my corner, and I'll be in his corner.
That's dope, man. How's he looking? Is he looking good?
Yeah, he's looking good, man. He's looking good. He's looking good, bro.
All right. I talked to him later tonight, so I'll make sure to ask him plenty about your upcoming fight too, my man. Dustin Jacoby, bro. Holy smokes. I spoke to him after the big win over Petrino. I thought he was losing up until when he caught him. He said no, he didn't think he was. It was
I
one to
looked it up.
one.
It was 1-1. Yeah, it was 1-1. I looked it up. It was 1-1.
Okay, but just for like watching it eyeball wise, did you feel like
I
he
thought
was
he was losing. Yes, I
okay?
thought he was losing because I did not know how these judges are. Because I feel like sometimes these judges, man, they don't look at like the technical part of the aspect of fighting. Like, hey, he's throwing, but he's missing. Like that should not count to me. That's just how I think about stuff. But it's like in a way, you got to look at him. The guy's just pressing forward the whole time and just throwing swinging power. So they be like, oh yeah, he's winning. Yeah, you just never know. But actual, the judges had it 1-1, which is pretty awesome to see. The judges are like well smart enough. And bro, like I wanted to be there, so I went there to Tampa So I was pushing for the UFC. I was like, you guys gotta fly me there. You gotta fly me there. So they flew me there, and I got to like experience the whole moment with him, man. And I was super happy for him, bro. He needed that, and it was a well deserved win too.
Oh man, it's hard not to cheer for DJ, man. I do my best to be objective and non-biased, but like he's such a good guy. And at this stage of his career, that win over that opponent, that really puts him back in the mix and kind of rejuvenates him, right? Like, don't you think so? It kind of gives him another shot at making a run.
100%, man. I feel like this fight game, man, it's such a brutal business, man. Like, they were pushing Vitrini. I can't even say his name, but man, they were pushing him to be the top guy. You know what I mean? But he lost to two very experienced guys, Anthony Smith and Anderson Jacoby. So, like in this business, you can't underestimate nobody. You got to be ready at all times, man. And that's a fight game, And in a way, yeah, you're right. Like Dustin now gets the confidence back to go and go pursue the top 15 again, and then maybe hopefully for the title. So that's definitely a confident booster as well.
Yeah, I love that for him. Obviously, Yusuf, there's been some departures from Factory X. Has that affected like your main training partners, or are you still getting all the looks that you need?
For sure, man. I'm definitely getting the looks that I need, right? Obviously, we're bringing in some guys in, and I've been blessed enough that I'm be training with high level boxers, and I'm training with Corey Sandhagens, Gaethje, all these guys. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a blessing. But the only thing you miss is your homies. The homies that you used to train with and stuff like that. But obviously, it's life. I can't control everybody's life. Like whatever decisions that happened, and we're still homies, man. We're still talking, we still see each other, and I'm still gonna support my homies, and I'll be there for my homies if they need me.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it, man. And obviously, you guys keep in touch. That's really all that matters. You keep that friendship alive. Let's talk a little bit more about this fight with Calvin. UFC Vegas 102, February the 15th. It is at the Apex. I was kind of a little upset about that. I thought that this should be in front of fans. Like, did that even cross your mind, or you just get a name like Calvin Kattar, you say yes, regardless of where it is?
I mean, my first thought was like, I didn't give a damn, man. I was like, bro, that's Calvin Kattar, bro. I was like, yes, I would love to fight Calvin Kattar, but obviously when I got the second, they're like, oh, it's at the Apex, I started like, are you kidding me, bro? Like, how is this fight at the Apex, And then in a way, it was like, well, okay, like now I was gotta go prove myself more to be like, okay, like go finish Calvin Kattar. Now you're definitely gonna be in a card that's like potentially a pay-per-view and maybe the first fight of the pay-per-view, whatever the case is, and I'm just excited about it. I'm just blessed enough to have this opportunity and excited to go show my skills. That's all I care about.
And you must feel like when you make the walk to the octagon at the Apex, although you don't have all the screaming fans that are there in attendance, there are millions of people watching at home. Like you have to feel that, right? Do you?
100%. You fighting in front of national TV. It does not matter, man. That's the pressure and all that stuff, and I'm fighting a guy that fought at the highest level, main events and all this stuff. So he's used to that, This is, to be honest, this is a new territory to me. It's not like a something I've done. I've never done like big cards. Like even when I fought in Edmonton, I was like the fifth fight of the night, you know what I mean, or something like that. So it's like not really that big. I don't know, this fight I think we're the co-main or before the co-main. I don't know, you know what I mean. So to go be in that, as I call it, in that opportunity, you know what I mean, it's a blessing. Like it excites me, man. It like gets me motivated to go. I'm like, man, I can't wait. Like this is the time, you know what I mean.
If you guys aren't at least the co-main, that's crazy. You have to be at least the co-main.
I got a lot of fans sending texts and stuff like, hey, why is this at the Apex? Why is this? I was like, I don't know, man. I don't make decisions. I just say yes or no. That's it.
Yeah. Well, it's obviously a no-brainer saying yes to Calvin.
I know. Exactly.
With his most recent fights, I mean, we talked about it a little bit. Obviously, that crazy fight with Holloway, the fight with Aljo. He had that injury against Arnold Allen, and then was it Josh Emmett? He had that split loss to. Have you learned anything from his most recent fights that maybe, without giving away your game plan, that you can implement in there against them?
For sure, man. You can't give that guy an opportunity. You give him an opportunity, like you said, the striking and his durability, man. Oh my God, like he will break people. Like that's what like literally does a lot. You know what I mean? I feel like you can tell by Aljamain did not want to strike with him. He just went in and I'm like, I gotta wrestle as much as I can. You know what I mean? And even though I feel like he was not in a danger at all, I think he was just more of like couldn't get up in a way. But I don't think he was in a danger at all. So it's, in a way, that fight's like it's kind of frustrating in a way, right? Because you go with a high level wrestler, but like I don't think he looked as bad as people think he looked. I think he just obviously had like a little disadvantage in the wrestling. And man, Aljo, bro, like come on, bro, like he's a crazy good grappler. It's like saying fighting Mozov. Like if you get held down by Mozov, you're like, come on, bro, you know.
Right. But so like I'm glad you mentioned that too, because like in the fight that Aljo had with Movzar, it was back and forth and changing positions, a lot of transitions, but that really wasn't the case with Calvin. Like, do you feel like if you get him down, if you want to do that, that you're just going to be able to keep him there and win, even though it might not be the most exciting win? A win over number 10 is what you need.
100%. My mentality is a performance, not just a win. I want to go perform. I want to go to be like, yo, we don't know Youssef had this. We don't know Youssef can do this. This is a different Youssef. This is like to go finish at number 10. Nobody finished Calvin Kattar. Nobody. Arnold, it was a freak accident when he jumped the flying knee. Nobody ever finished Calvin Kattar in the UFC. So to be that guy to break that and then like really show the people what I am and who I am and what I'm chasing, that's what's most important to me. And I'm very excited, like I said, to solve that puzzle. I feel like this is a very hard puzzle for me to go like really get it together. You know what I mean? Like I said, he fought a high level grapplers. They couldn't submit him. They couldn't finish him. He fought high level strikers. They couldn't like put him out and they couldn't do a lot of stuff like that. So for me to even think about that, like, it excites me. I always want to be the first guy to do this, the first guy to do that. So I'm very excited, man.
Do you think you will be the first guy to finish Calvin Kattar?
I know I'll be the first guy to finish Calvin Kattar.
Give me an official prediction. What round? How do you do it?
I say this before. Finish. That's it.
Okay, fair enough, man. I can't wait to watch again. February 15th, UFC Vegas 102. Before I get you out of here, Youssef, I want to get some picks for you. Next weekend is UFC 311. What do you see in that main event? Makhachev and Sukarian. Who do you think wins that lightweight title?
Man, I love Islam, bro. Islam, I'm like, that's like a guy like just well-rounded, man. And his wrestling, I feel like if you have a great wrestling in MMA, you're gonna go places, right? But to add everything together, that's a very scary fighter. So I'm very excited. But obviously, Armand came in hot too, man. He's been, after that loss, he's been nothing but murder roles and just putting people. But I'm definitely gonna go with Islam.
It's gonna be a fun one. Co-main event is Marab and Umar. Who you got there?
I think Umar, man. I think Umar has a better wrestling, like just a straight wrestling, but it also got grappling. I don't think he'll be ready for that. And I also think he has size. I really do think he has size over Marab.
It's going to be another interesting one. So you're going and new Umar to beat Marab. One more, Money Moicano, Benil Dariush.
Moicano, man, that boy, yeah, he's big for that weight class too, man. Oh my God. I don't know, man. I love Benil Dariush, man. He's the nicest guy I think I ever met. I really do. Like, he's family guy and all this stuff. And I don't know. Like, sometimes I feel like his age like shows, but he's not even that old, I don't think, right?
No, he's only like 35 or 36. It's just because he's got so much gray.
I
That's all.
know, bro. It's like, bro, like what? You were the president of the United States or something, bro? Like, oh my God. But yeah, man. I was like, I'm definitely excited. But obviously, if you tell me I gotta put my money, I'll put him on Renato. That's what I would go for.
Okay. Yeah, I think he gets up to like 190, he said, when he's as heavy. So he's cutting a lot of weight to get down to 155. Last question for me, Youssef. If you do beat Calvin Kattar, do you think Ilia Topuria is going to be kind of looking over his shoulder a little bit? And like,
When I beat Calvin Kattar, brother, I don't care. That's the guy I said in interviews. That's the guy I'm chasing. That's the only guy I care about. Obviously, I got to care about the guys in front of me, right? Calvin Kattar, this is the biggest opportunity of my life and the biggest fight of my life. And obviously, I have to respect that and really pursue that. And that's what I'm doing, right? But in the back of my head, there's only one guy that I want to chase and I want to get is that Ilya, you know what I mean? So I really have to step my game up, you know what I mean? And really be at that level. So if it's not me, like I said, there's time. We have time. We have plenty of skills to improve on and all that stuff. And my time will come. And that's my mentality was coming in back to the UFC. I don't want to rush things. I don't want to be into things. Opportunity comes, I'm there. Like I said, like I never said no to a fight, but obviously I want to be prepared and ready for a fight, especially now, man. I feel like main events are just falling apart and this and this and that. And who knows? Maybe this would be the Moroccan Alex Bahia over here. You never know. So we'll see.
I love it. What a great answer. Yusuf, always a pleasure talking to you, my man. Look forward to the next one. Before we officially get out of here today, if there's anything you want to plug, anyone you want to thank, the floor is yours.
Thank you, my man. I appreciate you for having me, and to all those fans. Be ready for that for the striking. Be ready. Be prepared. See what we're talking about. But yeah, no, I love my fans and I love you guys and I can't wait to fight February 15 and get back to work, man. And it's been a minute. Obviously, it's not that long, but it's been a minute to me, and I'm very excited to go show out, man, and really have some fun.